Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and today I'm going to show you how to cook baked rigatoni with Italian sausage, tomato sauce, and mozzarella cheese. This is a really tasty entree. Here's how you do it. Now I've got 900 grams of a dry rigatoni pasta. Use whatever you like. Now rigatoni pasta is a small pasta. It's a couple inches long. It's a tubular, it's a tube, and it's got these little ridges on it to help hold the sauce. So that's what I'm using today. I am going to be boiling it. I have a large pot on my stove top of boiling water. It has a bay leaf and some salt in it. And we're going to bring it up to a ferocious boil. Now, when you're doing rigatoni pasta, you can take it all the way to a nice al dente or however tender you like it if you're doing a regular pasta meal. But seeing as I'm going to be baking it and I'm going to be adding my sauce to the pan, to the baking dish, we're going to let it just not go quite as far. So I'm going to take it to just a point right underneath al dente where it's still got quite a little bit of firmness. So I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, 9 minutes, 8-9 minutes, okay? That's what we're going to boil these guys at. Now you can get rigatoni fresh as well, but I'm going to show you how to do the dry. The dry by far is the most popular and easily acquirable at a grocery store, okay? All right, we're going to let that come up to a ferocious boil before we add the pasta. All right, so in go my rigatoni. The water is boiling furiously. Now, we want to bring this back up to a boil as quickly as possible. You could even put a lid on there, a jar. Anyway, bring it up to the boil as fast as possible, then turn it down to just the simmer. However, throughout this process, I want you to keep stirring it intermittently, okay, so that these guys don't stick. They tend to stick the most at the very beginning, so give them a good stir. All right, this pasta is done. The way to tell is just by trying it, testing the texture. So I tried one, it's just a little bit less done, it's a little bit harder than what I would typically serve just ready to go on a plate, okay? I'm gonna add a little bit of this pasta liquid to my tomato sauce on the stove top that's simmering and getting ready. So that's homemade as well. So let's strain this up. Okay, so that's how you boil dry rigatoni pasta. It's that simple. Now if you want to serve this just straight away with sauce, go ahead and let it go maybe another minute or so, but you just want to test it and make sure it's the texture that you prefer. That's it. Gorgeous. My grandmother used to make rigatoni all the time, and she would use that to make rigatoni and cheese for me, like a mac and cheese. Oh, that's why I love rigatoni. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a casserole with this. So typically what I like to do after I've strained it is I put it right back into the pot. I douse it with a little bit of olive oil, maybe a couple of tablespoons. And I just make sure they're nice and coated so that these guys don't stick together. If you don't do that, those pasta shells, those rigatonis are going to stick right together. So there you go. Now that I'm happy with the texture of my rigatoni, let's assemble the casserole and get going. So I've got a baking dish or casserole dish, and I've just sprayed it. You could also grease it with olive oil if you want to. I'm just going to pour the rigatonis right in. Spread them around a little bit. Take out the bay leaf if you want. Next, here's my tomato sauce. Make sure you check out our show for how to make and can spaghetti sauce. That's what I've got here. It's just been reducing on the stove top. I've added some extra fresh spices and that little bit of pasta water that's going in. This is still quite liquidy from the can, which is perfectly fine, and that's why I underdid the rigatoni in the pot. And I'm just going to stir that through the pasta to make sure everything's kind of evenly coated. I don't like mine totally soaked in sauce. Some people like a lot more sauce than we do, so I just kind of like it kissed with it. That little bit of liquid is going to keep things nice and moist in here whilst it's baking. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Lovely. So now I'm just going to kind of even it out. Press it down some. I'm going to roast my sausage separately, and I'm going to put them on at the very end on top of the casserole. So let's get going here. I'm just going to sprinkle lightly with some breadcrumbs right on the top here first. Don't use all of them, just some. A couple tablespoons. I'm going to put some mozzarella cheese all over the top, sprinkled. Use as much or as little as you like, or use another cheese that you might have on hand or prefer. You can add some Parmesan to this if you like, or you can add some Romano. This is just basic tonight. Now, I have some beautiful Roma tomatoes, thinly sliced, and I'm just going to cover the whole entire top with these beautiful tomatoes. And that looks delicious already. Now I'm going to sprinkle with some breadcrumbs again. Leave a couple for the end here. Drizzle with a little bit more olive oil on the top here, on the tomatoes. Cover with your remaining mozzarella cheese. And another sprinkling of breadcrumbs if you like in there. That's going to brown up nicely and look so beautiful. That's a pretty quick assembly. Alright, that's what it looks like before it goes in. Look at that huge dinner. I like to sprinkle with some red chili flakes on the top, just because I like things spicy. And we're going to cover this whole lot with some aluminum foil. Now, you want the shiny side in, and you also want to spray it. If you don't spray it, boy, you're going to be upset, because that's just going to stick to all that cheese, and you're going to be really, really mad. So, right on top of there, seal that up tight. This can go into the oven for, at least an hour if you want, if you need other things to be prepared and you're just trying to keep things warm. Or you can just put it in there just to reheat. I do need that liquid to sort of, absorb into the rigatoni like I want, and to cook those tomatoes on the top a little bit. At the very end, what we're going to do is we're going to broil it up so that you have a nice browned top. But in the meantime, I want to keep that steam in there and get things all kind of married and delicious. So in it goes, 350 degrees. I'm probably going to take it out maybe in 30 minutes. I'm going to get my sausages roasted in the oven, and then we're going to finish it up under the broiler. Now I have my favorite Italian sausage that we use whatever kind you like. They're about 2 inches in diameter and I don't know, maybe 8 inches long or so, okay? Now this is from Ria. This is their Ria, R-E-A, mild Italian sausage. Check out the review I've done on that. You're going to enjoy these sausages, and they're really great all-purpose sausage and perfect for the entire family. They're not too spicy, they're not too hot spicy, they're not too garlicky. They have a really nice meat to fat ratio. Really like them. So I'm just gonna place these guys on a baking sheet with a baking mat just to keep things, from getting sticky. These are only gonna take about 20 minutes, provided that they are completely defrosted, okay? So my oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I already have my casserole in there, and I'm just gonna put these on top. So depending on what you're doing. You could also grill these up. They're wonderful that way, but this is how to roast them tonight, or how to bake them, I guess you could say too. So there you go. I've got 5 of them into the oven. I'm gonna check them in about 20 minutes. Alright, these sausages are done. They've been in the oven for about 25 minutes or so. They are browned. They are firm to the touch. If you poke your knife through, you'll be able to see that they're completely done all the way through. Now you can use them for pasta. You can use it for in a bun. You can do whatever the heck you want your little heart desires. Again, you can eat those for breakfast as well. Slice them into chunks. Whatever. You can butterfly them and fry them, whatever you want. So this casserole has been in the oven for about 45 minutes while I was preparing the sausages, and I also whipped together a quick dessert. So we're going to take the aluminum foil off now. Make sure you open it away from you, because it's going to be very steamy and you don't want to get burnt, okay? So be very careful with that. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is a gorgeous work of art. But we're going to put it back into the oven and kind of crisp it up on the top a little bit, brown the cheese just a tiny bit, and get it bubbly, okay? Also, my sausages are in the oven and they're pretty much done. I'm going to throw those on top at the very end as well. And this is beautifully done. I don't know what could be prettier bringing to the table than this, and it would serve a whole team of people. All right, look at that gorgeous rigatoni with the tomato sauce in there. Ooh, mozzarella all on top, all browned and bubbly on the top here, and then those gorgeous roasted Italian sausages. Come on, I don't know, this is a whole full meal. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna take a sausage out. I'm pretty much gonna give 1 sausage per person. So you can just put that to the side for now. And let's scoop some of this out. Oh, look at this. It's so gorgeous. Come on. Look at that. Rigatoni, cheese. Oh, come on. Those beautiful tomatoes on top, the fresh tomatoes. Perfectly cooked. And that looks absolutely gorgeous. And there you go. A hearty, happy meal. I'm telling you what. Look at all these beautiful things. Ooh, I love baked pasta. Alright, that one was for my honey. Here's mine. I like a little bit extra chili flake. And let's dig in, shall we? So let me get some of that cheese that's all bubbled and browned at the top. Some rigatoni. Perfect. The texture's perfect. It's not wet in any way. It's not over sauced. I don't like that either. The tomato is wonderful in there. But don't forget the sausage. Beautifully moist. You're gonna let those go for about 20 minutes in the oven. Easy peasy. If you wanted to, you could have cut that sausage up into pieces when you were originally mixing the rigatoni inside and just added it that way. But I like it when it's kind of browned from the top. Perfect. And really, really hot. The little bit of crumbs that you add to the top help make kind of a crunchy little top. Just a little bit crunchy with the bubbly cheese. It's awesome. Okay? You're gonna love this. That's how you do it. That's how you cook a baked rigatoni with Italian sausage, tomato sauce, and mozzarella cheese. Mix and match, add different veggies if you want. It's your world. This is delicious, and it's gonna feed a whole slew of people, okay? Or you're gonna have a lot of great leftovers. All right, that's it. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim, E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. Follow me on instagram.com/webchefofalltrades. You can find my shows on iFood TV at my.fossum.tv/cookingwithkimberly. youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. I have my channel on Roku, Cooking with Kimberly, and I'm also syndicated on Apple TV and Amazon and a few other places. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe. Interact with us and let us know what's going on in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.